guys, I'm Sydney.
And I'm Zach.
And you're watching the Midnight Jamboree.
So, amongst our many other expeditions and travels upon the past few days, we stumbled across a TJ Maxx. And this one in particular is one that's inside a mall. It used to be a Borders, but now it's a TJ Maxx. So there's a lot more room for some kind of other stuff in there. So, went in there in search of some Halloween stuff, and we did come across quite a few cool things. Obviously, a few things we'd seen at another TJ Maxx before, but some stuff that I saw today that I was pretty impressed with.
About that 6 foot tall skeleton.
Like the metal looking skeleton.
Yes, that
really
thing was
cool.
amazing, and it even had its own rack to hold it on. And I was like, "Hello, Mr. Bones, how are you today?" I just want to put little professor glasses.
Professor?
Professor.
He's a professional.
He's a professional. I want to put little professor glasses and a lab coat on him, and then he will be my buddy.
These are the dangers of radiation poisoning, boys and girls.
Or the little Snow White evil trees in the forest, the little candle holders. Those are really cool too. I like those.
And a big thing that I've been seeing this year is wooden carved pumpkins, but ones that kind of aren't symmetrical all around. They're kind of more I don't even know what the term is. They look lumpy.
They're rustic and
rigidly
carved.
lumpy. Yeah, they're carved, and they actually look really nice. I've seen a few other people post those, and I saw those today. I'm totally fond of that style, kind of that eclectic, rustic, what you were saying. It's just,
looks like something you'd buy at a farmer's market.
Exactly, and they're different. I mean, I haven't seen any with jack-o'-lantern faces. That would put it over the top for me, but those were still pretty cool. So I'm glad to have seen some of those out in the field today.
The field.
It is the field. We're on the front lines for Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. I will say that with no doubt in my mind. We are on the front lines.
We're the Halloween infantry?
Yes. Halloween infantry.
Hello,
Infantry.
Yeah, definitely leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of our TJ Maxx trip. A lot smaller of a selection than we've seen in some of the other locations that we've been to. But as Zach said, it is inside of a mall, inside of what used to be a Borders. So it's not the biggest TJ Maxx in the world. It's actually about half the size of the ones that we normally go to.
Yeah, it's just more kind of retrofitted to be in there. But they had 4 different sections of Halloween stuff. They just didn't have kind of some of the bigger items that I've seen, the double-headed bust. I didn't see that
they
one
did
there.
have
they had the
smaller Frankenstein ones, but they didn't have the huge ones. The biggest thing I saw was obviously the hanging skeleton, and then the tombstone that we've seen a few times with the bride and groom skeletons, which I love that thing so much. But that was really the biggest things I saw. Most of it was kind of just the pumpkins and glass skulls and luminaries and things like that. But the biggest thing that they focus on there is clothes, because obviously it's in a shopping mall. That's what most people go to the mall for.
Oh, of course. And home goods, when there is one attached to TJ Maxx, tends to have a little bit more of a bigger selection of bigger boutique items.
Definitely.
So, it's not really surprising to go to TJ Maxx and to find some smaller, homier kind of things.
But I was still very, very happy with most
did.
of the selection that they had there today. There were a few things where I was just kind of that looks really cheap, that looks really dinky, but there was a lot of cool stuff that we haven't seen yet at any of their other ones. So I was really very happy with the trip that we had there today.
I was too. So I think that'll do it for this episode of the Midnight Jamboree. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to us down below and hit the notification bell so you can see the next time when we upload a video. There will be a lot of stuff coming up sooner rather than later, and of course later rather than sooner. So just come and check it out when you want to. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming up.
And while you're down there, make sure that you follow those links to our social media accounts as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, and Twitter. And we are posting stuff over there outside of YouTube all the time. So until next time, I'm Sydney.
And I'm Zach.
And you guys have been watching the Midnight Jamboree.
Bye,
Bye, guys.